Hey Rusty, how are you? You're the first one here. Nice hoodie, thank you. It's a little oversized even for me, but yeah, thank you. What's new today? Nice sweetheart. Coming in? No, okay. I had a pretty good day. I was busy, but seems like yeah, it was a good day. No complaints. Did I shave? Not today. I forgot this morning. And once it gets too late, I don't like to go back. I'll just pick it up tomorrow morning. I try to, typically I do pretty much every day. Occasionally I not, but Tsunami, how are you? So last night was a pretty good, got going off on a music tangent last night, which was pretty fun. I'm good, Tsunami. I had a good day. Um, Uneventful but good. Anything new with you? Same old. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess maybe towards the end of the summer that's kind of happens with most of us. But no complaints. Yeah, no, yeah, kind of me too, routine. Although Rusty asked me if I shaved today, which I did not. So I guess you can see that on camera. I don't know. Yeah, that was really sad. I heard about that this morning. She was one of those people that, I mean, she was super talented, obviously, but I had never heard anybody talk about her poorly. Anybody she had ever dealt with said she was the nicest person ever, and it's sad. Yeah, Dolly Parton was pretty universally liked. Yeah, I agree, Tsunami. Yeah, she just had that something about her that you couldn't help but like. Hey, YTF, how are you? I knew she hadn't been well for a while. She kind of went downhill last year after her husband died. What food did I eat today? Uh, for dinner, I had a leftover hamburger. Nothing eventful. For breakfast, I actually had tortilla with peanut butter and jelly on it. So peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Yes, I mean, it happens a lot with older couples, especially for people like her, because they'd been together. Gosh, I bet you they were together 60 years, and that's hard. But if you get a chance, Rusty, you get a tortilla, and instead of using bread, have a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. It's actually really good. Yes, Funk, I get it. You and Rusty. And I got on here earlier tonight, so I don't have to stay up so late. Although last night we kept it going for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's just something different. I don't know. I started a long time ago doing peanut butter on the tortilla just because I had some leftover tortillas and I was out of bread one day. I said, I'm going to try that peanut butter, and it was good. And I thought, well, why not jelly? Fool's Gold Loaf? I don't know what that is. Seriously? A whole jar of peanut butter? Never heard of that. Sounds good, but I've never heard of it. Um, I kind of think that I think you're talking about Rusty's food choice there, right, Funk, with your shocked face? Roddy, I have no idea what happens after death. Futility of existence? Not really. Yeah, it's me, Albert Einstein, or Doc Brown from, Back to the Future. Um, I don't have any idea. And the only way, anyway, yeah, that's just beyond my scope. You haven't eaten an entire jar of peanut butter in your entire life? Are you kidding? That's okay if you don't like peanut butter. It's typically, people eat a lot of it, so, but yeah, no, I get that. I love peanut butter, so it is good protein and caloric dense. Yes, Back to the Future, I know. Yeah, rip Dolly Parton. It's too bad. Hang on, I don't know what's happening here with my chat keeps getting interrupted here. Do I have a laptop in front of me? No. That's okay. Not everybody likes peanuts. I mean, I think the majority probably do, but it's odd to me to find somebody that doesn't like peanut butter because most everybody I know likes it and eats it. So, tastes like foods. Yeah, fair enough. I get it. Oh, FXJ has a request. Yeah, Tsunami, unfortunately, those that's going to continue to happen over the next 10, 12, 15 years. Just that older crowd of people is going to go away. All the what we call classics won't be around anymore, but it's sad. Well, Funk, I don't like guac or hummus either, so I just don't like the flavor. It isn't the texture. Yeah, no, to each their own, right? Yeah, Rusty, I don't like guac either. I have family members that love it. Yes, I did, Snowball. In fact, I still have it pulled up here on my computer. I gotta find the tab, but I still have it pulled up. That's not it. Where'd it go? I've got it here on my computer, but anyway. Yeah, no, olive oil is great for cooking, for sure. It's gotten really expensive. I think more so than other products even, percentage-wise. You're back for the hair. Well, thanks for coming back for my hair, Clint. It's kind of, again, all sweaty and whatever today, so been working outside a little bit. I've never made my own mayo, Funk. Is it hard to make? Are you serious, Rusty? You have high cholesterol and high blood pressure? Oil and eggs. Kurt Vile. I do not know who that is. I'm an entrepreneur, Tsunami. Yeah, a lot of people take the pills, Rusty. I don't know. That's, without knowing your history and, that kind of stuff. I think the one thing you could add to your diet is flax, like flax meal. So if you eat oatmeal or anything like that, add the flax meal in every day, and I think that could help a lot. Got a Pacino vibe. Real Martello, I haven't seen you in a little bit. I'm glad you're back. Yeah, I suggest that for anybody that's struggling with a lot of things, and I'm not a doctor, but I know it. I've seen it help people by adding flax meal to their diet. It's not expensive, and 116 over 70. That's good. Are you really, Martello? That's pretty cool. Yeah, buckwheat. Yep. I'm just a fan of flax. Not that buckwheat isn't good. I'm just a fan of flax just because I think it works. Any relations to George Washington? Probably, since my family was here before he arrived, so. Oh, never thought of that. The flax meal with the buckwheat. Both contain lots of nutrients and fiber, so. I don't know. I don't know. Funk, I have no idea. You can reverse it, Rusty. You just put your mind to it. You can do that. Just make it a goal to fix it. Me personally, I think if you could fix it without the medication, that'd be great. But if not, then you may have to do it. But obviously, you have to talk to your doctor about that. But I mean, as Martello will probably say too, flax meal or buckwheat will, unless you have some allergic problems with those, they're certainly not going to hurt you. They will help improve. I found with flax, it just helps fill me up so I don't eat as much other junk. Clint, you're older than me. Not much. He was. Robert Blake was in Little Rascals. The original Little Rascals back in, what was it, 20s and 30s? I think Jackie Cooper was in that too. I believe. I'd have to look that up. I think he was. Gosh, I haven't seen their old ones in a super long time. You talking to me, Funk, that I was born in 52? Yeah, you know what, Clint? I remember reading about that most of those people were not, their lives didn't go well after being on that show. Which, it's still not uncommon for childhood actors to kind of go south afterwards. Oh, I wish I could play the guitar like Lindsey Buckingham. I think he's a really good guitarist. Oh, I'm 74 now. Okay. All right, let's go with that then. If that's what you say. Congratulations. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Yeah, Rumors, good album. I mean, they had some really good music. For sure. Yeah, Rebar, I get Doc a lot. That seems to be, I think because of my hair is kind of poofy. Don't even remember the Peter Green era. Just turned 40. Tsunami, you just turned 40? Or the movie just turned 40? I think Back to the Future just turned 40 is what you're referring to, I believe. That's okay, Funk, no big deal. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, 40 would be fun again. Still be able to play basketball a little bit, that would be fun. The original Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, I don't remember. I was probably too young to remember them from that original lineup, or maybe I just wasn't into them. Yeah, because Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks weren't part of the original lineup either. They came in. They came in later as well. I met Mick Fleetwood long time ago, 40 years ago. Maybe not quite 40 years ago. Yeah, no, I was definitely not a roadie. I wouldn't know how to set up a drum kit at all. There were some people in last night's conversation that I guarantee you could set up a drum kit. They were super knowledgeable about music. Yeah, Edgar Winter was cutting edge, and he was quite talented. He played a lot of multiple instruments. I mean, his song Frankenstein is still that's an incredible piece of music, in my opinion. Epstein. Nope. Hey, there's Lemmy. Hey, oh, you got the book. Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm happy you got the book. Lemmy, I really think you're going to enjoy it, and I think you can apply the lessons you're going to learn. You'll be able to apply to just life in general and how to deal with people and business and all kinds of different things. I'm anxious to hear what you think of it once you start reading it. And like I said, each chapter is a chapter unto itself. So you don't, if you only want to sit and read one chapter, you can do that, or you can read multiple chapters. So it's kind of cool. Or if you find a chapter you really like, you can go back and reread it. I love the song one. So Father Son, we were talking about a week or so, maybe or about a week ago, about some business things and insights, and I was giving my opinion. She was asking about books to read, and I recommended a book called The 48 Laws of Power, and it's a really good book about, even though it's kind of based on how to gain power, it's not really that. It is, but it isn't. The lessons you can learn from what it teaches. It's a really good book. And she said she had ordered it and she got it today, so I'm really anxious to see once. Robert Greene, thank you. I never remember the author's name. And yes, Funk, I loved Harry Nielsen. Yep, I'm back from 1985. The 1.21 gigawatts or gigawatts, whatever the heck he said. So yeah, Father, if you're interested in it, I don't know what it costs today, but I've had it for a long time, probably going on 20 years, I would guess. I haven't read it in a little while. Yeah. Right now, we're talking about a book called The 48 Laws of Power. R.Y. Ryan, I guess. I'll go with Ryan. Yeah, it's from a while ago, but the beauty of it is that it doesn't have any time limit to it. It's relevant today, just like it was 20 years ago or whenever it was written, and will stay relevant as long as there's humans, right? Ryan, okay, I didn't want to assume, Ryan, so yeah, we're talking. And again, I had mentioned a book to Lemmy about a book called 48 Laws of Power. Oh, Russ, do you know it? I kind of figured that's what you meant, Y2, but I'm bad with the U and the I all the time too. I'm constantly missing those keys. From the uh, historical aspect of it is really cool. But it's teaching you the lesson, but using things from that actually happened in history. Yeah, exactly, Rusty. So yeah, it's a great book. I haven't seen Mad Magazine in forever. Hey, Elijah. I'm working on that. Oh, Dopamine Nation. Carl, don't think so. The cartoonists were very good for Mad Magazine. That's true. And I have not read Dopamine Nation. Hustler. Jeez. You think you're too young to know Hustler there, Rusty. A study guide and a box set? I didn't know there was a study guide. That's pretty cool. So did you get the box set, Lemmy? And what did it say? The study guide? Hello, Armando. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I had no idea it existed. I probably should have looked into that before I recommended the book because I had no idea what was going on with it. But even for $20, I mean, that's really not hello, big cat. $20 anymore seems like I don't want to say it's not a lot of money, but you know, burger, fries, and a Coke are $15, $18 now. So. Nah, Lemmy's good. Oh, you heard that, Rusty? That's weird. The microphone picks up stuff that I don't think you guys can hear. But it's from my blinds and the windows open, and when there's enough wind, they kind of rattle a little bit, even when they're closed. That's weird that you could hear that. Yeah, no, it's not a slinky, it's the blinds, and they just kind of rattle a little bit when the breeze blows through them. Well, I don't know if that's good, Funk. I might have to get a new microphone. What got me into live streaming? Don't know. Looked like fun, I guess. I don't know. Never really thought about it. I thought it would be cool to have a YouTube channel, and so I started doing stuff on it. I don't know, about a year and a half ago, maybe, to really kind of do anything. But I wasn't really planning on being on camera. I thought, I'll go on camera and start making some videos. And I thought, I'm going to try live streaming, and here I am, kind of just for fun. Yeah, rip Dolly. That's too bad. Very well liked. Actually, Funk, believe it or not, I don't really like the attention. I probably, if you would have said that about me when I was 20, maybe, but today, no, not so much. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun, Rusty. I shouldn't say kind of fun. It is fun. Where am I from, Father? I'm from the state of Washington. Where are you from? I feel like I'm talking to a priest or something when I say Father. That's funny. Rusty, there's probably a big market for that. Oh, New York City, cool. Oh, sorry. Funk says I'm supposed to tell people I'm from the Pacific Northwest. James, we do occasionally, where I'm at, they don't, in the area I'm in, they don't come into a lot. In other parts of Puget Sound, they do. You see them quite frequently. There's been a lot of videos around. In fact, I've probably got a video. Hang on. Yeah, if you go look at my shorts, probably the third or fourth row down, whatever, you can see I've got a video of the orcas. Yeah, Rusty, we will come and support you if you do something like that. I mean, if it's not, unless it's at midnight, because I'm old and they'll probably be asleep, but if I can support you, I will, time-wise. Oh, that's cool. The Empire State Building. Yeah, you know, when we started the stream, we were talking a little bit about that, and age is an excuse, trust me. I never heard anybody, even people who weren't country music fans, who went and said, "Oh, I can't stand that Dolly Parton." I never met anybody or saw anybody in the entertainment field. Everybody just really thought highly of her. So that can't be fake. And all she did for her community and communities around the country, really, it's really sad, and super talented. Yeah, there was. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, she just had that look about her, and I watched the thing right before it came on where she was singing to Johnny Carson, and she just exuded happiness. Seriously, Scott? Helped Prince? I was unaware of that. An Oyster Hat Company. I don't know how I could help you with that, but maybe. Oh, very cool, Leonard. And welcome aboard to Canada. How long ago did you do the interview with her? Yes, James. They do get a lot more orcas up near, like off Vancouver Island, for sure. Oh, I don't know if I could choose, Rusty, between the two of them. Oh, that's funny. Rick James was a unique character for sure. Wikipedia Trent doing the Oyster Hat. Yeah, Funky did. $6 years ago. Wow. Very cool. So I take it she was touring there, Leonard? Or doing some kind of performance close by to you? Yeah, Donnie, I'm aware. It's not my stuff, so can't clean it. Hey, Coral. Donnie, I am 100% not AI. Good morning. Where are you, Coral? Oh, man. Thanks, Funk. Oh, you're from India. Very cool. Yeah, I guess it is morning for you. I am not an author. I don't write books. Written a few other things in my lifetime, but never a book. And I'm not an author. Definitely not an Arthur either. Oh, hey, Shivangi, you're back. Thank you for coming back. What do I do? I'm an entrepreneur. Hey, Miranda, how are you? What do I do for a living? Prince, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm well, Shivangi. I still can't get through to your Instagram thing. So I don't know why I can't connect to you. So maybe if you maybe you could follow me and I could follow you back. That might be easier for me so I could see your page. I drive DeLorean. I'm yeah. That I do. Yeah, I'm AI. I'm here to take everybody away. I am well, Shivangi. Thank you. Uh, I'm on. Thank you, I guess. Oh, Funk, I don't dare. Is it? Oh, wait, Funk. Is it? I was just gonna say round one. You beat me to it. Darn it. Miranda, that sounds like a really nice, a nice little meeting. I know nobody does it anymore. Don't invite people in, or I know a couple years ago, an older lady moved in next to me, and she came over with a box of cookies. I was like, this doesn't happen anymore. It's pretty cool. And don't worry, I sent the tub or tray or whatever you want to call it back with something in it to for her too. Yeah, that's nice, Brenda. That is very cool. But I'm happy. I'm proud of you for going on your walk. I'm assuming this is something you want to continue to do, right? Fourth walk. Very good. That's great. I'm going to ask you that every time I see you come into my stream. If you don't tell me you went for a walk, I'm going to ask if you went for your walk. And Rusty, you're going to start walking too, right? I mean, walking is the least impact for, decent amount of exercise that you can do, and it really costs nothing. And who knows, you might meet people like Miranda did. She met her neighbor today. Look at that, Miranda. That's awesome. Yeah, no, Miranda, I'm going to ask you every day. If you don't come in here and say I went for a walk today, then I'm going to say, did you do your walk today? And Rusty, you're going to walk as well. I think sometimes we just need somebody else to say whatever it is. Even though we already know what we need to do, sometimes it, like Miranda just said, accountability or anything will help. If I can be a catalyst for anybody to do better, then I'm happy to help. And I need to start walking again too. I need some exercise. So, accountability. That's funny, Funk. Well, Rusty, I'm glad I can help in any way. She let the dog come in and go on her couch? That's funny. Because most people would not let that happen. Oh, you didn't make it up? Well, it's still funny. Chicken sounds good. I had a burger for dinner, but chicken would have been nice too. You could have invited me, Miranda. I could have showed up. You should use my chicken recipe that's on my video and make that for her with the vegetables and stuff. Yeah, I would cook. I know I promised Geese if he ever got his restaurant up and going, if he ever does that I'm going to go make coleslaw for him. And I want to be his first customer. He's not in here tonight. Haven't seen him yet, but yeah, you know what? And she will look forward to that. And I guarantee you, you will look forward to it as well. It really is. It makes their day. They really do look forward to that. And you know what? It's good for their mind too, to have people come around and have conversations. Sorry, Funk, I missed your comment about pressed ham. I don't know how I missed that. Sorry. Yeah, real conversation, as much as this is good, I mean, this is still social, but nothing beats that face-to-face human interaction. I mean, I make it a point when I go out, even if I don't feel like talking to anybody, I always strike up some small conversation with a cashier, or just even when I'm walking through the grocery store, I'll find some reason to, even if it's just for 10, 15 seconds, to have some tiny conversation with somebody. And it's not even really a conversation. I'm always just trying to crack a joke to make somebody happy. Doesn't always work, but I try. Opinion on 4. Don't have one, Jimothy. Are you serious, Funk? You got to be kidding me about going to bed at 7. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I went to bed at 7. I'd just be, yeah, we're glad you're here. Don't get me wrong. I want to make sure you're not kidding. So I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because I don't know. I never know if there's a joke coming behind. Yeah, Dano, that's I just heard that. That's really cool. Wakes up at 3. Why? Job? Like, that's the middle of the night. Oh, that makes sense. Nurses and, well, medical people in general have a lot of odd hours. Yeah, Dano, it's kind of a sad day. Yeah, but that's not good that you're not talking, Funk. I'm glad you're here. Don't get me wrong. But it would be nice if you guys could talk. I I knew it. I don't know why I bite on your stuff anymore. From now on, I'm just going to say, okay, sure. But the schedule is tough. You're right. Yeah, I was worried too. I'm thinking, what's wrong? I hate to hear that when people aren't speaking in that situation. I guess, yeah, if you're getting up at 3, then yeah, I get it. I don't know if I could do that. Well, Funk, you have us. Your funny little cast of characters that show up here to hang out. And we are a lot of varied interest and just a lot of varied people here. Wait, Funk is in the Atlantic Southeast, correct? Funk? Have I looked at my video demographics? You know, I haven't. I probably should, but I haven't. No, Funk, I'm good. For some reason, I thought you said Atlantic Southeast. I was just making a joke. Yeah, I don't know my demographics, Miranda. I'd have to go in and nose around to find out who they even were. Aaron, I do not play Geometry Dash. I have looked some at the age and gender. I have seen that, but I haven't looked at it in a long time. I know when I was doing a lot of the scenery stuff, my demographics were skewed to the over 50 crowd. Clearly a 15-year-old doesn't want to watch a beautiful scenery or whatever. Ah, yes, Funk, I am aware. Yeah, I'd have to go look at the age and gender. It might even say, hang on, let's reach, engage audience. And it says most of the people are on their mobile phones. Engagement, yeah, can't really tell from this. I'll have to take a deeper dive when I've got time to look at it. Mid-Atlantic, sorry. I knew there was an Atlantic in there. Shoot. California. Ah, Miranda, you'll be all right. Don't worry. Yuba City. I haven't been down that way in a long time. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I remember driving and we would see the signs for Yuba City. Okay, hang on. Yeah, we talked about the smallest mountain range. I remember talking about that. And I did look that up. Oh, that's awful, Miranda. How old was he again? 3 days? Oh, that's awful. You want to retire when you're 28. Well, if you were born into wealth, that would be a possibility, I guess. Or become an internet sensation or something. It's possible. You never know. How old are you now? I wanted to retire when I was 28 too, and it didn't happen. But it's possible. Yeah, you have to keep moving, that's for sure. Because after you get older, the muscles don't work the same when you stop using them. They don't work the same anyway, but when you stop using them, then it's really bad. Okay, Triv, that's good. That's funny. Uh, uh, yeah, you probably want to, if you want to save, you got to cut things out and put it away. Because how old are you, Carol? Carol? You said you want to retire when you're 28? Oh, and I'm 28. I'm sorry. So at 28, you still got a lot of time. If you start putting money away now, and every year that goes by, yeah, I saw that. I read what you said wrong. Sorry about that. Yeah, you got to start putting money away and give up a few conveniences that in the end don't really provide anything. They seem like they're fun or whatever now, but in the end, yeah, no, I don't disagree with the high tax and inflation, but if you have money left over to be able to vacation, do other things, siphon off some of that and put it into something. How many people pay for cable? Ooh, good question. I think most of us do, don't we? I mean, unless you got a neighbor that has an open Wi-Fi, then maybe you don't have to pay. But I think most people are still connected. Oh, you only have YouTube? Interesting. And do you feel like you miss out on anything with YouTube? Wow, good for you. You know how much money you've saved? 7,000 a month on living. Only put away a few. Yeah, but so if you're putting away, um, I get tired of commercials too. Miranda, Carol, if you can put away, when you say a few, if you're putting away a couple grand a month, uh, and I don't know where you're investing it, and I'm not going to tell you where you should invest it, but if you can find something that is bringing you back good interest or percentage on your money, 2 grand a month adds up quick. I mean, by the time you're 2 grand, 24, 10%. Hang on, let me do a quick calculation. So I just did a quick calculation for you, Carol. Yeah, so basic savings is not going to, that's just a holding place. And again, I won't tell you to take it out of there. But if you were to invest and get a return of, say, 8%, which the stock market has produced more than that, again, you need to talk to somebody, not me. But if you're putting away $2,000 a month, like you say, in 20 years with the right investment plan, that could easily be worth over $1 million. I mean, you can go in and do some calculations. Just type in the amount of years and what you're putting in and what percentage you're getting on it, and you'll see how much it'll be worth in X amount of years. Just type it in on Google or wherever. Oh yeah, I remember Carol brand corn syrup. Yeah, Carol, you need to find some way to not just hold it like that. And again, I don't know what your risk tolerance is or anything like that. I don't want to give you any advice about that. But even if you're doing that, you're ahead of the game because you're putting it away. And I don't know what you have wherever you work, if there's some kind of 401k or matching or whatever they do for you. I'm not aware. But those are great things too, if you have money being invested right out of your paycheck. Or maybe that's part of the money you're talking about, I don't know. Miranda, yeah, ChatGPT, good idea. Well, you're obviously making good money, Carol, and so yeah, you make sure you're putting it away and figure out, again, whatever your risk tolerance is, and talk to maybe a professional money man. I don't even know where. I don't want to. I don't want to say that. I just know that if you invest it, you'll be well ahead of the game because you're starting early. Yeah, Miranda, I guess that I don't know which is better between the two of them, but I'm sure they can come up with calculations for you. Yeah, Walmart delivery, that's a huge bonus. $5.60, what are we at now? We're a little less than that. We're still around $5. Diesel's still $6. Too high in my opinion, but oh yeah, then don't pay that $400 fee. You know what, Carol, if you can go online and just read about it and figure out where you want to put your money and do it small amounts at a time so you have some comfort level. And there's tons of stuff online where you can find out information about where you might want to put your money, and then it's up to you to decide what your risk tolerance is. Do you want to buy something really, completely conservative, or do you want to take risks? That's, you have to decide that. Some people have a high tolerance for risk, and they throw everything at high risk stuff, and so whatever works for you. Yeah, silver is always silver has been a good investment for a long time, and it's a store of money. It doesn't earn you interest per se, but it can increase in value. But it's also it stores your wealth, as we might want to call it. Tunnels under the Egyptian pyramids. Didn't know there were tunnels under the pyramids. But like I've been telling a couple of these other people here, Caro, take action. Whatever that action is, if in the beginning it's just learning, then go learn. Miranda, yeah, I mean, and you're clearly, you're smart enough to know, don't trust these people that are trying to charge you fees and all that. I mean, but go, if you learn, that's the action you need to take first. That's funny. It's about the same, Triv. You're correct. Yeah, see, there, Caro, like Triv is saying here, where he's got, I shouldn't say he, that's a bad habit, but Triv has their money in value stocks and mining stocks. Maybe that's someplace to look at. But again, get comfortable with it first, and then figure out where you want to put your money in. Because if it's going to earn you, okay, sorry about that, Triv. Because I've assumed before and I was wrong. I don't know why I always do that, but anyway. Yeah, water someday I think is going to become a valuable, valuable resource. Yeah, Kara, if you've got that much to be able to invest, you can really do well for yourself. And if you trim back some of your expenses, just kind of crazy stuff that you realize, oh yeah, I didn't need to do that. I mean, I'm not saying don't have any fun, but clip out a few little things here and there, and it adds up pretty quickly. Yeah, there's a limited amount for sure. Thank you, Miranda. Yes. And like I'm going to hold a couple of these other people accountable, I want to know whenever you come back, I want to know what you've studied and what you've learned. Doesn't matter if I know what you're studying. I mean, I know enough about, what you're going to talk about. So, but yeah, make sure you do, just take some action. I think that's the most important thing is for all of us. We sometimes get paralyzed and we can't move. And the minute you start taking action and doing something, it will, it feels better when you do that, and it will move you forward to wherever it is you're supposed to go. And I really believe that. Thanks, Coach Russell. No, I'm not trying to be coachy, but I like helping people, and I am kind of a coach, I guess. But yeah, no, hold yourself accountable, Caro, and then come back and tell us, what did you read today? And like Miranda's walking, and I'm going to ask her every time she comes here, did you walk today? And I will ask you, what did you read today? What did you learn today? I know you did, Miranda. I'm not mad. I know. I've got a sense of your personality now, so I get it. Unlike Funk, I have sometimes no idea what the heck he's talking about. But I'm understanding him as well. But yeah, Caro, please learn. Go learn. If nothing else, that might lead you to a path of where, who knows, right? Yeah, no, Caro, you're right. Inflation is kind of it's burning us if you're doing a savings account. But again, if you haven't done it before, you don't want to jump into the deep end of the pool with money. But again, I guarantee you that you can find unbiased opinions on YouTube and just reading articles online anywhere. You're going to find tons of information about what you're looking for and places where you can start out incrementally putting stuff in. I mean, I knew people way, way back that would put, like, back then you could put $50 a month into a mutual fund. And they started doing it when they were young. And religiously, every month, they put in their $50. And then pretty soon, eventually they're up to 100 or whatever they invested. And they turned their life into, when they retired, they didn't have to worry about a thing, all from like 50 to 100 bucks a month. I will not ban you for 24 hours. I will never ban people. But well, I shouldn't say if you're doing what we're doing here, I'm not going to ban you. I just want to make sure that you're right, Carol. It can be overwhelming, but just take it step by step by step. And it's my money and I want it now. Really, has channels? I didn't know that. Yeah, Carol. Yeah, please start reading, and you're going to be surprised at. Oh, Matthew Lesko. Yeah. He was all over back in the 90s. And Miranda's correct. Live below your means. I mean, if you think about it, if you had a coffee every day out, the average coffee now is probably $5 or something, I'm guessing. I don't buy it, so I don't know. Let's just assume it's $5. And you did that every single day of your work week. Say you work 5 days a week. That's $25 a week. Times 52, you're talking about, what is that, $1,200 a year? Imagine if you took that money and put it into a mutual fund or something that's earning money. That $5 now, late in a year, 2, 3, 10, 20 years, turns into thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars over the course of 20 years. All for giving up a coffee, or I don't get the extra candy bar, or whatever it is, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I saw a statistic. If you wasting very similar to what you just said, Miranda, it was like $27 or $28 a day of spending money turned into 10. I think it was like 10 grand a year. And it seems like such a small amount of money where, I'm just going to go to the movies, I'm just going to go do whatever, and you spend $20, $30 and you realize I just basically threw away 10 grand or 5,500. $15 is nothing if you eat out. A burger, like a Whopper meal now, is, if you wanted to go get a Whopper, is $12 or $13. Cut it. And don't do DoorDash, don't do Uber Eats. Cook at home. And Carol, I've got plenty of budget meals that are really delicious that you can look at that I post on my site. And again, I'm not promoting those. You can go look at them and see how much food you can get. I mean, I made a meal that fed 3 of us. We basically got about 6, I shouldn't say 6, maybe 7, whatever, 6 or 7 meals for under $10, and it was delicious and nutritious. So you can eat so much more by eating at home if you eat out at all. That's really a great one to cut out. I'm not saying completely cut it out, but make it a real treat to eat out. 82 years old now? Wow. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there, Miranda and Funk. Giant Ed McMahon. He did give out the Publishers Clearinghouse stuff. Yeah, use coupons. No, you can joke about being frugal. I'm just trying to help Caro and push him a little bit, because there's a lot of learning he's got to do, but I think you can turn that into a real nest egg. And I don't know where you live, but at some point maybe you consider, again, your job probably dictates where you're at. But that being said, later as you move, or find something that's less expensive, whatever it is, to consolidate that money so that somewhere down the road it turns into a massive nest egg for you. Okay, Joseph, we will not disparage you. I did not know you retired, Funk. Huh. Yeah, you save a lot of money on paint that way, Miranda. Oh yeah, we went through this, Funk. You sell musical instruments. I remember that. Yeah, Carol, sorry to kind of go off on. I get excited about this stuff, so I have to tone it down a little bit. But please, yeah, start reading about it, and you'll be happy you did in a few years. You won't see the results right away. You have to be patient. But each year that goes by, you're going to feel better and better and better about what you've done. Miranda, then you're probably going to be well off when you finally want to quit working. Good for you. French horn? I am not in the market for a French horn. Well, you don't have to do much with vinyl siding. It kind of takes care of itself. Palm Beach Pete. I certainly am not, and I don't have the kind of following that old Palm Beach Pete has. He's making lots of money from being that guy, which is kind of weird. Did not know that, Funk, at all. Yeah, I've got cedar on my sides of my house, and it's fair. It's not as bad as, it's pretty easy to maintain. You know, got to clean it a little bit every couple of years, but it's not bad. But it's not as easy as vinyl. $1,250 a year. That's all your property tax is? Holy smokes. Yes, now I do, Funk. You're correct. Is that for real, Funk? The English horn? About the oboe? Oh, I forgot you guys have that down there. Where it's grandfathered in. Because I was going to say, I can't imagine anything being that cheap in your state. We do not have that here, where it's frozen. Yeah, you are, because boy, I can't imagine what it would be if it wasn't under that rule. You've told me that before. 4,642. Can you imagine? I can't even buy a stupid stove costs more than that now. Some of those high-end stoves. I mean, I've seen them go. Those high-end gas stoves, man, they're tens of thousands of dollars. But 4,600. Crazy. $1948. Back when they actually built things that were built to last. Now they're built to fall apart. No, I shouldn't say that. Not everybody does that. Did Carol leave us? Maybe he got tired of me preaching to him a little bit. Yeah, I can imagine. The structure's probably still sound though, yeah, Funk? Really? That's pretty cool. I mean, especially for that era, it was harder to move those things. I mean, there's some people around now that move these massive houses. Around here where I'm at, there's lots of water, so they can move them on barges. Well, yeah, no, because the material is expensive. Oh, sinking. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, yeah, that can cause, the high water tables can cause trouble. You don't have to put in war effort. I know what you mean, Miranda. Because you're going to write that next, I bet. I knew that was coming. Yeah, if you got a high water table where you're at, that would be, French drain would be really good to, especially if it's kind of in a U shape around your house and you've got somewhere to drain all that excess water. It can, and it can also just cause trouble with the ground in general. I'm lucky where I'm at that I don't have that issue like Funk does. In my general area, there's a lot of gravel, so when you build, the water tends to drain through. So it takes away a lot of the flooding. But yeah, high water table can definitely cause that. No, they are not fun. I mean, you see it on the news all the time where people get caught in the floods, and it's awful to watch what happens. Water is so powerful once it gets going. And even just like you say, having the high water table like Funk is talking about, that's not good either, because there's, depending on where it's built and where it's at, you might not be able to drain that water away. Yeah, tornadoes, no fun. Yeah, mudslides are awful too. Do you think it's more frequent, Funk, or is it just more that yeah, you know, the sad part about most of the forest fires, Miranda, is they're caused by humans, whether it's arson or carelessness. That is really unfortunate. Martello, who was in here earlier, I don't know where he went, probably because I didn't talk to him. I apologize for that. But he lived in an area that had massive fires recently. Yeah, that's not good, Funk. I think we've had one tornado in my area, and I don't even know how long. Well, Triv, there is some truth to that. I can tell you, I grew up in a family that was in the logging business, and they used to do the cleanup when they would clear or cut down the trees on a particular property. They would clean everything off the ground, so there was nothing left to burn. And good night, Joseph. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. And so they used to clean everything up, so the fires were limited because there was no fuel. Well, they changed the rules back in the 80s and 90s in the logging industry, and they did the cleanup consisted of what they call lop and scatter. So all that debris that used to get cleaned up and either burned in controlled burns or hauled away or whatever was picked up and spread around the property to provide nutrients for the new plant life. Well, the problem with that is if a fire starts there, all of that dried material that's on the ground burns. So it spreads the fires much more quickly. So you're correct. I believe that we need to manage the forests a little better. Hey Clayton, sorry, hello. You're back. I was in the middle of talking there, so I'm sorry I didn't welcome you in. Thank you, Joseph, for subbing. I really appreciate that. Well, Trev, not to be political, but they have found that to be true. And that's sad as well. I mean, if it's a lightning strike, yeah, no, I remember you, Clayton. We were just talking about the forest fires that Miranda brought up and how scary they are, and sadly, it's mostly our fault as humans. But some of it isn't even just the like the forest stuff, where I see fires along the highway here sometimes in the summertime. Well, there's no way that starts by itself. So somebody either pulled off the road, had car trouble, muffler hits the dry grass, boom, or they're chucking cigarettes out the road or out their window. And I look at that and think, really? Yeah, I've heard that, Miranda, that they do tend to become firefighters. That's sad. Especially considering that the firefighters, when the fire does happen, are in danger a lot of the times. Especially with forest fires, because they can move so quickly. Yeah, Trev, they don't do the proper forest management in my mind either. I can't remember which fire it was here within the last 5 years or so, down one of them in California, where it was a firefighter who wanted all the extra time and went out and set one of the big fires. It turned into hundreds of thousands of acres. And I thought to myself, holy crap, what's wrong with these people? Yeah, you're right. Create the problem, sell the solution. Which you already have the solution for the problem you're creating. Isn't that sad? Commit crimes on purpose. I can't get my head around that kind of stuff. I am, Clayton, hopefully, yes. I'm trying to do this every day. Are you going to come back tomorrow, Clayton? Hello, Holly. Oh, thank you, Clayton. I appreciate that. We're trying to have, we try to have good conversations here, and it seems to be turning the corner, and we're getting some good stuff happening in here. So I'm happy that you like coming here. An entertainment attorney. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, Miranda, I've heard that about the protesters as well. Miranda, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we're getting a nice group of kind of regular people, and it's fun. Yeah, Vessel, I hope you're wrong. But I do, yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. Culminating. Strange Babylon. Yeah. Clayton, I'm happy you showed up again. And we'll be happy to have you back. You think so, Funk? Okay, Funk. I still haven't figured out what I got to look into it. I don't know anything about it. Goodbye, Clayton. Thank you very much for coming. And come back again tomorrow. Or whenever you get a notification that I'm on. That would be great. Yeah, what I found with the really obnoxious trolls, I mean, some of the trolls are, whatever. But the ones that come in there and start typing stuff or spamming 50 times, I find if we just, that's great, Clayton. Awesome. I find if we just kind of don't acknowledge them, most of them seem to go away. Vessel, thank you very much, and back to you as well. I take it you must be leaving, but please come back. Be happy. I'm always happy when people that contribute come back. Yeah, I think that's right, Miranda. For by and large, like I said, there's some of the trolling that it's whatever. But if you don't give in to them, then they kind of just stop. Yeah, trolls need food too. Yes, they do. That is for sure. Yeah, and I found that I feel better when I'm done having these positive conversations. So I enjoy it more. And I actually feel good when I'm done with a good stream. Moderate trolling. Yeah, Funk, yours isn't harmful. Some of these people are just so... And I've got thick skin. It doesn't really bother me, but I just think, don't you have anything better to do with bread of life, everyone eat? Thank you, Vessels. Yeah, that's true, Miranda. Holly, you're still here. Good. I said hello, and then I get sidetracked with one person, and then or two people, and I'm trying to not do that. It's a bad habit of mine. I had that on one of my videos on a different platform, and there was a couple people that were really they were really kind of jabbing at my making of the burger because they didn't like it. And I talked to them a little bit, and finally they said, yeah, you know what, fair enough. And they weren't just poking at me like, oh, you're crazy to eat your burger that way. And it was pretty mean-spirited, which I, again, didn't mind. But I think I turned some of them around. A couple of them followed me after that. So... See, Miranda's also in PR, so I should probably listen to her. Gabagoo, thank you. Hey, John Kobani, I haven't seen you in a while. What kind of burger was I eating? It was a homemade burger, Holly, and I made it. And I have this thing, I've done it for, I don't know, I started doing it when I was a kid. And I know a lot of, thank you, Django. I do really appreciate that, as always. So Holly, I started making these burgers where I use Miracle Whip, which some people don't like, and I put tons of it, tons of ketchup, tons of barbecue sauce, and some mustard. Sometimes I'll use relish, and it's just falling all apart because there's so much stuff. and the people were just after me. But I love it, and it's just a thing. It's not the only way I eat hamburgers, but I said, oh, this is a perfect burger. And some people, I mean, I'm getting all these memes of hate and whatever. It doesn't bother me, but yeah, it's so that's how I make my burger, and it's homemade. So that's what it was, Holly. I like home. I prefer homemade. Yeah, no, everybody's different. I mean, somebody said, "Why no cheese?" I'm not really a cheese person on my burger. It's just the way I like it. I do like to put onions. Yeah, me too. I love meat. You know, in fact, I made burgers yesterday, and I had leftovers tonight. Yesterday, all I put on my burger, I did toast the bun in the grease after I'd cooked the burgers. So that was pretty good. But the only condiment that I had on it was Chipotle ranch. And it was absolutely delicious on a burger. So if you ever get a chance to try that, try it. Chipotle ranch on a burger. Hinged is boring and predictable. Oh, Funk, I guess I'm boring and predictable. Yeah, Miranda, people get unhinged about stuff. It's like, I don't know, I look at, I saw the irony of that, Holly, and everybody who asked about the burger is I saw a professional guy who's a griller, who has millions of followers, put and one of the complaints was, how do you even taste the meat with all that sauce? I watched him put 8 different things into the meat, and then the sauce that he made to put on the meat had another 7 or 8 things in it, and he put twice the amount of sauce that I had on mine, and he had 30 or 40,000 likes. Oh my God, such a great looking burger. I'm thinking, I don't know. I didn't get it. I only had 4 things on there, and I could still taste the meat. But anyway, that's my aside. And yeah, Django, you're back. That's really great. I'm happy. We've been missing you. Oh, I gotta see what's going on here. Yeah, I love burgers. And I've probably got 20 different ways that I like to eat them. So, but yeah, the amount of, I mean, most of the people were supportive of my burger, but there was some people they call themselves, burger purist or whatever. And I just think, okay. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good. Mixing the tomatoes into the meat, that would be good. Yeah, they will live, Funk. But yeah, mixing some stuff into the burger, I kind of like that. But when you've got 20 different things on a burger, just to say make the meat better, I'm thinking, all I put on my meat when I cook it is just a little pepper and some seasoned salt. That's it when I cook. Because I want to taste the meat and I want to taste the other things combined with the meat, whatever it is I'm using. Yeah, I agree, Funk. Yeah, and yeah, because if you cook the burger, that's the other thing that about cooking the meat. Some of these people, I see the stuff they cook online, and it's red in the middle, and they're eating these burgers. And maybe it's just me, but I don't like it that way. Good Swiss mushroom burger. I have some friends that love the mushroom burger. Not my thing, but whatever. I mean, people are entitled to have whatever they want to have. Yeah, burnt meat. It's not fun. But you know what? Even the burnt ones, I'll eat it. I don't care. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I'll eat my steak kind of rare, but for some reason, I don't know. I can't get past the burgers being rare. It's just me. And I've had them. I never got sick or anything from them when people cook them. I don't know, I like them a little more cooked, I guess. Nasty cousin Eddie. Yep. Yeah. God, that was a funny scene from that movie. Standing outside with his motorhome, dumping the stuff in. That was crazy. Good old cousin Eddie. That was funny. Wait, what happened to Django? He came in and then he left. Yeah, Christmas Vacation for sure. Oh, that's funny. Classic Christmas movie for sure. The Vacation, I found the Vacation movies, I know they were uh, whatever, right? But I found them to be funny. I liked them a lot. Yeah, that's funny that they played at Christmas like that. Yeah, I like the old comedies like that too, where it was just um, almost nothing was serious in the show. It was just fun. I don't want my comedy sometimes to have a point or a message or anything like that. I just want it to be funny. Yep, silly is good for me. Mr. Madrid. A history teacher. I know a little bit about history, but I'm definitely not a history teacher. Oh yeah, wasn't that Julia Louis Dreyfus who was the neighbor, the lady from Seinfeld? Am I remembering the wrong movie? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Holly. I thought it was her, but sometimes you just kind of go, "Wait, am I remembering the wrong movie or the wrong show or whatever?" Hard to know. Yeah, it's Julia Louis. I think they pronounce it. It's pronounced. It looks like Lewis, but I think it's pronounced Louis. Julia Louis Dreyfus. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing today. Well, she doesn't have to do much. She's got tons of money, but wait, where'd Miranda go? We lost her. And Django came in, and what the heck? Thought he was going to stick around. Yeah, the mushroom burger. That would be good. My husband's sleeping. Oh no. Yeah, no extra cords then, Holly, in the house that you can use. Yeah, I've got so many cords sitting around here from all the stuff. I've got tons of them. Heiress to a billionaire. Huh. You were correct. She comes from a very wealthy family, Julia Louis Dreyfus. Yeah, Django did a drive-by. What's up with that? I was hoping he'd stick around for a little bit. You're back. Yeah, you do hear about stuff and you don't realize that, Triv, that some of these people come from money. And they try to make it look like they're starving artists when they're not. But another one like that is Carly Simon from the publishing, Simon and Schuster. That was her family. So she came from money. And I don't care if they come from money. Good for them. Yeah, Holly, it has a little bit for me too. Kate Hudson, yeah. I don't mind that they get a chance. It's no different than somebody who has a small business and they put their family into it. I don't mind the nepotism. What bothers me is when they act like they did it themselves. They still had to be good. They still have whether it's music or acting. And I like Kate Hudson. She's good. It was easier in the sense that the doors were open for her to start with, and so the fact that she's good, that's great. But the doors aren't open for everybody like that. But that's just how life works. But yeah, I do like Kate Hudson. She was good, and a lot of I've seen her in some stuff. I really like her. Tie goes to the runner. We're not going to start talking baseball now, are we? And Kate Hudson's brother is an actor as well. He was in that show. Oh, he was on a sitcom for, I don't know, like a while, 7 or 8 years. The heck was the name of that? I can't even think of the name of it, but he was on that show. And he's done some other work too, but he's also in acting as well. Well, I remember them, but I wasn't around to see them. That's why I don't remember the Seattle pilot. Yeah, what was the name of the show that Oliver was in? So she was in one with Matthew McConaughey that you might remember, probably an easier one to remember, called How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Okay, Oliver Hudson. I got to look up the name of the show he was in. Oh, he was in a show called Rules of Engagement. And he was also in Nashville. And you will probably recognize his face if you look him up. Skeleton Key. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is with all the Netflix and Prime and stuff, movies and shows that are happening, sometimes we don't even hear about these people anymore because they're not, quote, in the big movies, but they're doing other things. Unless you're on those streaming services, you just don't hear about them. Dressing up, I wore my Marty McFly vest the last 2 days before this. That's dressing up. What do you want me to wear, a tux? I don't know a lot of the new ones either, me. Pants? Oh, you don't like me wearing shorts? It's too warm. It's a nice night. I want to stay cool. And I'm wearing a cool hoodie. I dressed up. I mean, I guess I could go barefoot. You wouldn't see that, so. William Shatner's pants. Geese, hey. Just talked about you a little while ago. I was mentioning that we had somebody in here who was talking about investing, and we were trying to hold him accountable for doing some learning because he wanted to invest his money. And I said, there was somebody else in here, and I mentioned your name, and I said, when he finally opens his restaurant, I'm going to be the first one there, and I'm going to make him some of my coleslaw. The topic right now, we're talking about Kate Hudson and some acting. We were talking a little bit about, oh, Jungle, what did you just send me? Oh, I've never seen that before. Jungle, thank you for that. That's really super nice. I wondered what that thing was hanging in the middle of my, but it's a piñata. Yeah, Stars That Come From Money, Geese. And we had mentioned Kate Hudson, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was the character on Seinfeld. I mentioned Carly Simon. Yeah, it was a floating piñata, but I didn't know what it was. It was bouncing up and down, and then it said he'd sent me a gift. And John was always so nice to do that. So thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Rip Dolly Parton. That was really sad. She's a national. Please, John, please don't do that. So Carly Simon's parents, she was the Simon and Schuster publishers. He was one of the founders of the Simon and Schuster publishing company. Yeah, Dolly was great. And she did not come from money at all. She came from truly nothing. And the stuff that she did for her home where she grew up and the state was incredible. Funk was here. I don't know if he's still here, Django. Yeah, Dolly Parton was I don't know anybody that didn't like her. Amazing person, how she created her, just everything. Super talented. Oh yeah, Randy Newman. Can't believe there were so many Geese people. Last night there was a bunch of people. I thought, how did we miss them? Like they would keep coming up, and you go, oh yeah, why didn't we think of that person? Holly, as far as I know, I never heard anything bad about her ever. Because I think whatever you saw in the talk shows and all that, I think that's really who she was. She was just happy, and yeah, I think she was just a genuinely good person. Yeah, that's true. Me, she did. I think God, wasn't like 6, 7, 8 kids or something in her family, and they literally grew up with nothing. In fact, the song about what was it, Coat of Many Colors or something that she wrote. Yeah, very talented writer, and the amount of stuff that she gave to, like I said a minute ago, to her communities, off the charts. She did everything she could to help people. No, Holly, I know it was a lot. I can't remember what it was without looking it up, but I know it was a lot. If I remember correctly, too, her dad couldn't read, and so she started doing books and setting up these reading things to make sure that people could read. Yeah, okay, I heard about that, me, where she sent books to people and donated tons of books, not just in her own community, but nationwide and around the world, actually. Imagination Library, thank you. Yeah, I just heard that tonight. So many good things about her. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I did not know how it worked. I just heard about it. Yeah, about the books. I didn't know that. And she was a bright light in that industry. I mean, quite honestly, she was. I mean, I've heard some people call her a national treasure. You know, that might be an appropriate thing to say. It's not often that somebody is universally liked like that, and for good reason. And sadly, a lot of that era is, going to start dying off. Whether country music, rock music, acting, whatever, the entertainment industry. Hey, Dibs, how are you? How's it going? Well, it's going. We're talking about Dolly Parton right now. What was for dinner? I had leftover burgers tonight, geese. I bet you had probably leftover brisket. My phone censors me. It won't let me type certain things. Yeah, it was sad, Dibs. I had burgers, geese. Boring, good, but I like using up my leftovers. Holly, what won't it let you type? Oh, that's weird. It erases your message. Ooh, chicken broccoli cheese casserole. That sounds good. Did you make it yourself, geese? Probably, right? Yeah, the phones have a way of, I guess, correcting things that they don't find um, acceptable to the phone. I did not do a new recipe tonight. I did my old one that's kind of sloppy and messy. And yesterday I did a different one where all I put on it. I did one about I don't know, a week ago maybe, where I did chipotle ranch and some sauteed onions. Yesterday I put the bun into the grease left from the burgers, and all I put on the burger was just chipotle ranch. And I found that to be really, really delicious. I don't know why. It just seemed good to me. Oh, that's nice, Geese. I bet you they were excited about that. Yeah, I love, in fact, I do a burger sometimes where I put only sauteed onions on my burger. I don't know, I was saying earlier, I have about 20 different ways that I like to make my burgers. I'm really, I just love a good hamburger. I've got a friend that makes some special sauce, and he just puts a little bit of sauce on there with just raw onions, lettuce, and tomato, and it's delicious. So, yeah, onions and beef for sure. Oh, I can have a steak and just saute a whole sweet onion and not just have the steak and onions. To me, that's delicious. Yeah, Holly, I think some of the algorithms are messing with our phones, unfortunately. Mushrooms. Yeah, I've got people in my family that love mushrooms. I'm not a mushroom person, but that's just me. Everybody loves what they love, right? Yeah, no, I know people that love sauteed mushrooms. I don't know. I just don't do mushrooms. But yeah, I imagine they're good. I mean, where they grow in the fall, we get them around where I live sometimes. They grow. We also get some stuff that grows naturally here called chanterelles, and another one called a matsutake. And those are both really popular mushrooms. Yeah, see, every time we start talking about food, I get hungry. Yeah, green peppers I like them on pizza. Nah, no Epstein here. I'm Doc from Back to the Future. Yeah, no, I'm good, me on the mushrooms. Yeah, when Dibs wrote I like fried mushrooms, I was waiting. I thought it was going to be I like fried green tomatoes. I don't know why. I was thinking about that movie. I thought that's what I was going to be reading. Mozart's. Yeah. Okay, to be fair, me, what doesn't taste good with ranch? Seriously. I love ranch. Where is the DeLorean? I gotta find one. We were talking about that yesterday. I gotta find one and get a picture in front of it, and I'll post it on my stream every day. Emmett Brown and the 1.21 gigawatts or whatever the heck he said. Yeah, no, I mean, ranch is a great way to get, Dibs. I don't actually know what's in it, but maybe I don't want to know, but it sure tastes good. Yeah, no, it was Back to the Future was a good movie, Geese. Yeah, I'm not cutting out my condiments anytime soon, but because I love them. But yeah, I mean, you can dip any vegetable just about in ranch, and it'll taste good. Mayo and spices, yeah, you can get a lot out of that too. You put ranch on spaghetti? That I've never seen, but I bet it's good. Yeah, Dibs, you know, now that you say that, I'm going to have to look it up and see what the heck's in it. Okay, we're going to find out. Oh, so it's made of a base of mayonnaise, buttermilk, sour cream mixed with savory herbs like dill, parsley, and chives, plus garlic and onion. So there, that's what it is. Yeah, Trib, I shouldn't have looked it up because Trib just said the same thing. Yeah, bell peppers and ranch should be good. Avocados, yeah, you like yeah. You know what, me? Sometimes accidents are you find out things that you would never have put together, and they turn out well. Oh yeah, Miranda, what the heck? I asked where you went, but oh, you're putting your bicycle together. Oh, I so Holly, when I always have a jar of Lowry's in my house. I use it all the time. Yeah, no wandering off, Miranda. We can't have that. Just kidding. Am I a farmer? I farm oysters, but I'm not a traditional farmer in that sense. Yep, Miranda, oyster farmer. You're correct. So it is farming, but it's I don't have to go out and feed the animals and cut the hay and all that stuff. I don't do timeouts. Yes, in fact, you can go. Again, I'm always telling you about my videos, but if you go look at some of my shorts, Dibs, I've got a couple of them on there talking and showing the little part of my oyster farm. We don't. I am being serious. We don't get pearls out of the oysters that grow here. You can see inside where, if they were that type of oyster, because it kind of creates a pearl like on the inside of the shell. We don't get. Yeah, you know what? I can't. The tides are so bad right now. Yes, aquaculture, Dibs. Yeah, the tides are really bad. I got to get up early and go out there and just do like a 5-minute video or something, so you guys can see it. And geese, yes, Lowry's. In my humble opinion, it's my favorite seasoning salt. I've had others that are really good. I like Lowry's just because I'm used to it. You know, they've tried to make pearls here with the oysters, and it just doesn't seem to work. Dibs, Lowry's is a seasoning salt. It's kind of, I don't even know what's in that either, but it's really tasty. Paul Newman's, yeah, I like his olive oil and vinegar dressing. He's got some other, I think the Newman's dressings are good. I like them. What happens to the oyster shells? So, Miranda, there's a variety of things. Typically, they're just thrown back out on the beach because when the oysters spawn, the spawn will then catch on to those oysters. And the other thing that people do when they're taken to a processing plant so they don't go back to the beach, a lot of the places will, they'll kind of crush them and people will buy them and use them as walkways because they last forever. They make great walkways. Oysters. You know, you don't really, the oysters aren't slimy once they're in a stew. It's kind of like clams. You don't really taste them, but yeah. Haven't had oyster. Oyster stew is good. I mean, I don't eat oysters per se, but oyster stew is good. Yeah, no, like I said, the shells go back on the beach, which is really what's cool about that is that it's kind of the circle, right? It keeps that perpetual circle going of the oysters. Yeah, I take it for granted because I kind of grew up around oysters and people that were in the oyster business, and you don't realize that a lot of people have never seen it or don't really know about it. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of things that I don't know about. It's kind of second nature to me a little bit. You hate killer whale? No, no killer whale. Although I got a video of one that was close by, a recent one. Uh-oh. More questions about oyster farming. That's okay. I'll answer them because Miranda's had a lot of questions about it too recently. So um, it's pretty fascinating business. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they can, a lot of them. Uh, one of the way I know somebody that uses a sauce called Cholula sauce, which is a hot sauce, and they open the oyster up and pour the hot sauce right on it and slurp it back. Oh my God. That would be great. I could, not even the cutout. I need to get a DeLorean on the beach. Yeah, fall's a good time to eat the oysters because they've cooled down and they're starting to get cold again. So when you take them out of the water, the water's colder. Dibs, can I ask where you live? Like what region of the country? I don't mean be specific, just kind of generally where you're getting your oysters. They ain't working. No. New England. Oh, yeah. Okay. Are oysters sentient? I have no idea. Yeah, there's not a lot of oysters in Tennessee, is there? But yeah, the fall and springtime's good too for the oysters because the water's still cool. When you have cool water, I mean, our water temperature changes sometimes, but up and down just because we're inland more. We are inland with our salt water. So summertime they're not bad, but they're just, um, they don't have, everybody says they don't have the same flavor in the summertime. Ask Dolly. I've never been to Tennessee. Don't worry, Dibs, you're good. It's funny, Triv. I don't know if I've heard that about trees that they communicate. All I know is that when I'm in the woods of truly big trees and stuff and plants, like Holly just said, I feel better when I'm in the forest. I don't know why, I just do, and I think maybe that has something to do with it. Whew. Thank God you looked that up, Miranda. We had a couple worried people in here that they couldn't eat oysters again. Right, Dibs? Oh, I just cut the grass today. Yikes. Okay, well, it's funny you should say that about the distress signal. Okay, so not about plants, but about I had ants in my house a couple years ago, and I thought, oh, I would squish them. Well, they were running in their line to go back and forth to whatever they were going to on my counter. I don't know what they were looking for. But when I did that, they instantly stopped going on that route. Exactly, Miranda. They stopped using the route and they wouldn't go that way anymore. And you would see the ants that would go past where I'd crushed the other ants. They would stop and touch each other on the way back. One was going in opposite directions, and they would talk, for lack of a better word, and boom, they wouldn't go near where those dead ants had been. And they were each, as the ones were coming back, they would talk to the ones coming forward. It was absolutely crazy. I sat there and watched it. I don't know why, But they were communicating, saying, there's death over there, don't go there. So I think you might be right about the grass. Madonna and Russell, oh, no. Yeah, it must leave a scent. I don't know, I never smelled them, but... Oh, broke the chemical trail. Oh, yeah, that could be. But either way, whatever it was, watching those ants stop and physically touch each other, every ant did it. Nobody went past the other ant. They all stopped to touch each other on their little trail, and then they stopped going. They made a new route around wherever that death occurred. I think a lot of animals, when I say animals, I'm talking about anything non-human, are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. They do communicate. I watched this guy on another platform, and he has this lion that he's raised since it was just a few days old, called Surga. And that animal, that giant lion, which probably weighs 400 pounds, communicates with him. When she doesn't want him to do stuff or wants him to do whatever, that animal's communicating with him, and he's learned how to read what that lion is telling him, and they are truly communicating. Oleic acid. Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, Holly, I get it. And fend off attackers. Wow. Dibs, are you leaving us? Oh, yeah, it's late where you're at. Sorry. Dibs, come back. If you have more questions about oysters, I mean, you obviously know oysters, so, but if you want to talk any more about anything, please come back. Like the dog whisperer, yeah. Aquaman. I can swim pretty well, but I'm not Aquaman. Although when I was young, I could hold my breath for a good 4 minutes underwater. Not anymore, probably more like 4 seconds now, but... Yeah, nature in general is pretty amazing. Poison ivy. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I've watched that, the Cesar Millan guy. He's pretty good. Yeah, animals love music. I've seen that. There's another guy I've seen online, I don't know where, but he goes out into the fields of these cows and horses and stuff, or donkeys, and he plays the guitar, elephants too. And the minute he starts playing this soothing music, all these creatures just come right to him and just sit there and listen to him. It's crazy. They love this music. And we always go, oh, animals, whatever, but yeah, they're pretty sharp. I mean, I know, for instance, my dogs, when there's whatever happening, whether it's something emotional happening in the house or whatever, they're right in tune to what's going on. So animals, plants too. I mean, you see it in the forest. I don't disbelieve any of that stuff. I think it's all possible. Yeah, Caesar does seem like he's a pretty good guy. Poquila trifoli. What the heck is that, Holly? It mimics other plants. Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, come on. It mimics fake plastic plants? Really? Haven't seen that, me. You know what, Triv? I've heard that too. I watched a short thing about that, and I don't remember exactly what you're talking. I remember what you're talking about in general, but I don't remember the specifics. But they were talking about that. That's crazy, Holly. Yeah, meanwhile, we sit around and think we're so smart and understand everything, and plants and animals are probably smarter than all of us combined. Yeah, I think if we just gave into it and allowed it to happen, we might start to comprehend some of the things that we simply don't get or don't want to get. Okay, so let me go back to it. Hang on. So where was it? Boquet. Oh my God, I can't even spell it. I gotta write it down or I won't be able to remember it. Where's my pen? Boquila. I-O-A-T-A. Okay, I gotta go look this up. Okay. First seen in 1782. It engages in mimetic polymorphism, or the ability to mimic multiple host species, often simultaneously. That's crazy. And it's to ward off predators. Contact between vines and host trees was reported not to be necessary for mimicking to commence. So they don't even have to be touching. That's crazy. I have never heard of that before. Yeah, Triv, isn't that weird? Django didn't come back. We're talking about plants and how they have languages and that they can actually do really cool stuff. You know, I wonder, Holly, if it's maybe not legal to buy it for some reason. I can believe that about water. That it doesn't like bad vibes. I think it's picking up on the rhythm of sound and tone. Like the tonal quality. And maybe the water picks up on that. Funk. It's actually fascinating, but okay. Thanks for coming, Funk. Come back again, please. Tone. I like tone. Yeah, no, Triv was talking about water, and I believe that water can sense tone and rhythms and stuff like that. Land occupancy, vibes and whatnot. Yep, I agree. Found water. Wait, water's two liquids? How is that possible? I believe that everything has a frequency. High density, low density mixed. You know, how these people discover this stuff, Triv, is beyond my comprehension. Okay, Funk. But come back. Yeah, and Holly, I don't think that that's random or a coincidence. It's picking up on that vibrational sound and tonal sound, whatever it is, and it's creating that. Nice. Yeah, sometimes those things are they're so uh, hard to stay with, Triv, because it's so they get into the minutia of stuff. But it is fascinating still. James 523, go and get an egg McMuffin. Awesome. Can I get some pancakes and sausage while you're there? Or hot cakes and sausage, as they call them. Yeah, I agree, Holly. I wish they would. Sometimes they get so technical, the scientists that they're interviewing, that it's fascinating, yet you kind of still tune out just a touch. Uh, I like it when they talk kind of, quote, regular and not scientific terms so much. Seen Ready or Not 2, Crazy Work, both movies. I haven't seen any movies lately. I mean, when I'm done here, I'm probably going to go watch reruns of, I don't know, 2.5 Men or something. I don't know. Murder, She Wrote. Who knows? Yeah, you and me both, Triv. I mean, I've seen a couple things along the way, but basically I'm missing more than 99% of everything that comes out. What do I watch on YouTube? I like to watch interviews. I don't watch TV shows. So I'll go into YouTube and I kind of scroll for whatever's interesting. I used to do this little trick where, not trick, but a fun game, is I would go search a video, like a music video I wanted to watch. And then whatever came up first on the list next, I would have to click on that and watch that, no matter whether I liked the song or knew the song. And eventually you start out watching one genre of music, and you will end up so far over time, if you stay there long enough, you're going to end up very far away from where you started. I like to do stuff like that. But I like watching interviews with people. Or if like the stuff that Triv's talking about, if I can find science stuff like that, I like to watch that. Yeah, I guess I'd have to give up all my TV and everything. Of which I really don't watch that much anyway, but I guess it's just not wanting to change when it comes to that. But I love documentaries, anything like that. And especially about what we've just been talking about, like the plants and animal stuff. I would watch that. Yeah, Chromecast is cool. It's so easy to cast your TV now. It's crazy. I know from my mom, who's old, I will cast stuff to the TV so she can see things. Yeah, I love good documentary. Yeah, Holly, I just read a little bit about it, but I'm going to go back and read more about that. That's really, really cool. Yeah, Miranda, it's so cool. Like, I can take my phone and just go, It's two buttons, and whatever's on my phone is now on her TV. And it's so cool to be able to show videos or just anything. Yeah, it's fun. Like, well, maybe for your neighbor, right, or your parents too. But your 85-year-old neighbor might like it because you can show her some things that she might not have access to. I mean, I do it. We have some one of our friends in Southern California. Their son's a swimmer, and so I go and I will cast. We'll cast his big meets, onto our big TV, and so it's fun to watch. Nice. Your lover left, you don't know why. BTV. It's probably still around. I know, I can't remember what service it was, but a friend of mine was getting this thing for like $100 a year, and it had everything, including local TV stations and stuff for $100. He had to have the internet because it was run through the internet, but everything he wanted in TV and movies for basically like, $10-12 a month. Yeah, Tubi I've heard is pretty good too. And it's funny, some of the new TVs, when you buy them, they come loaded with YouTube, not YouTube Premium, but they come loaded with all kinds of old movies and TV shows already built right in. You just go to the icon, click, and boom. Yeah, I've heard about Pluto's good too. I really got to look into switching out of some of the stuff I've got because I feel like I don't utilize it. I'm just realizing as I watch my stream, I do a lot of this. I haven't seen the new layout because I don't know what it is, but oh, really? $15 a month? Yeah, Holly, I think you might be right about that, sadly. And any of those things that will do that, they come by default to what we don't want. Oh, that's nice, the downloadable portion of it. A dumb TV. Well, so me, what I learned about that is it isn't necessarily the phone itself that does that. Now with the TVs it's different, but the phone, so when you sign up and get an app, every app says we need access to all these things. Well, what you've done then is they have access to your microphone. Guess what? They're listening. That's why when you drive past someplace and then you pick up your phone, the first ad that you're going to see is someplace you've just driven by. It's crazy. Yeah, aren't we all, Holly? I mean, I pick mine up everywhere I go and pack it around. I like a kid with his blanket or something, Yeah, there's no privacy anymore. That's sad. And it's coming into the cars now too. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. They got this stuff in your cars that will it records everything. And if like my eyes are, if they perceive my eyes are too far down, it'll disable the vehicle and stop me. And so many, I don't like it. It's highly invasive. There's cameras looking at you all the time in the new vehicles, starting in the 27s. There's been some before, but the 27s will have multiple cameras inside the cabin to watch you. Well, Miranda, they're going to, in the next 10 years, they will stop making parts for all these old cars. They're going to force us into the new cars, which I don't like, but yeah, we did invite it with open arms. You're correct. Thank you, whoever's giving me the hearts. I appreciate that. Yeah, the funny thing about that, Holly, is it is genius. I appreciate that somebody could think this up, the technology to make all this stuff happen. But at the same time, I don't need it. I can, I don't want the car to drive for me. Somebody's really hammering the part button over there. That's very nice. Ford Ranger parts. Yeah, you might need to. Ford Ranger's a nice truck. Sorry, I was moving my dog's bed around. It got under my feet. Oh, yeah. The self-driving cars, that to me, at my age, that's like something out of a science fiction movie. Not that it isn't for you guys too, but the technology has changed so much in my lifetime that you look at that and think that car will drive itself. I saw somebody talking about they had a delivery from the Tesla factory. Once it was finished, it was programmed to drive itself to the new owner's house and deliver itself to the new owner. And it worked, which is mind-numbing to me. Holly, I think you're right, sadly. Triv, they will eventually. They will take them away from us. And they in Minnesota now, they're, because of the licensing on some of these cars, and I'm not picking on Minnesota, there's other places, I just heard about it, but they have all these collector cars and antique cars. They're starting to try to limit them to only be driven on the weekends or to specific shows that they're driving to or specific events. They're trying to limit how often they can drive those vehicles. Yeah, outlawing the gas lawn equipment is just, I think it's silly. All these electric, I mean, I grew up with real chainsaws, and I cannot imagine cutting down a 3-foot tree in a logging job with an electric saw. The battery would be dead long before I ever cut through the tree. And the sad part about all that is that people don't know where the batteries, all the materials come from that make the batteries. But anyway, enough political BS. Yeah, the seedless fruits will be, yeah, you won't be able to save seeds eventually. Yeah, I don't want to overthink things either. Yep. Hayes King. Oyster balls. Oyster bales. Yeah, don't overthink anything, Holly. It's wasted energy. Nah, we won't have bad dreams. We'll think about our great conversations we've been having. And how the plants talk to each other. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Holly, you might be right about that. Ace, I don't know. I think we have to, if you want to do that, it's very political, and we have to stop and tell people who are voting for this stuff and allowing it to happen. We have to tell them no. and they have to pass laws to not allow this stuff. I mean, look at all the flock cameras that are around. They're everywhere. We're in a mass surveillance thing, and it's not fun. Yeah, you're correct, me. I do remember Max Headroom. Yeah, nobody knew the flock cameras were happening. I mean, at least give us an opportunity to vote on that, because nobody likes that. And all the people who have been falsely accused of stuff, and yeah, I've heard a lot of places are either, you know, not from the government, just covering them up and taking them down. Well, yeah, I know, but it's still politics, right? In the sense that they're involving the politicians to get what they want, and it's something we don't need. Yeah, it's funny. We have all these ridiculous. Everybody's got a Ring camera, and there's cameras everywhere, and seems like we still can't find people when there's a crime. But yeah, the boards are. I think they should have to come to us with that and say, we're gonna have a vote on this. We want to place these cameras at all these intersections, but they started doing it to us with the intersection cameras some time ago. And I think that's where it came from. You are Rusty, you're still here. Well, they already do iris scans, you know, for entry into some of these places, and it's not cool. Yeah, I get it, Rusty. I agree with you, Holly. We didn't have any of that crap growing up. And you were free. I just don't like this where we're constantly monitored. I mean, even if you don't have your location on your phone, they can still track you. I don't know. They say, oh, we can't find him. If your phone's on, they can get within a mile of you. And if you have your location on, they can get within 3 feet of you. So, yeah, you're right, Miranda. The parents are obsessed with knowing where their kids are at all times. And I know parents like that. I think, why? Why do you need to know that they moved from, you know, they went from Burger King, now they're going to the movie theater? I find that weird. Yeah, I can't imagine kids who don't want to drive. And I mean, I get some kids want to stay at home a little longer. I'm kind of okay with that, but not forever. But this thing about driving, again, once you got your license and if you had access to a car, that was freedom. Not that you were trying to escape your family, but it was just, I can go someplace. That's scary, Trev. Yeah. Miranda, I didn't have a car, but I had access to one, and I went as much as I possibly could. Just because it was, I mean, even if you were doing nothing, just going to see your friends or, you know, hook up and play basketball together. It was just no strings and nobody watching you and nobody listening to what you said or any of that stuff. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, me, I missed that about the cell phones. You're right. They were big old bricks, but we get sold on this, a lot of the technologies, because we go, oh, isn't that cool? Yeah, well, not always. Holly, don't swipe out. Yeah, and we used to take the wood clothespins and put the playing cards on our back wheel to make it sound like a motorbike. Oh, I'm just giving you a hard time, Holly. Don't worry. And we discovered that Rusty hadn't left us. He'd just been drifting in and out. So he was still here. That was kind of funny. Do you know how cool you would be? If kids saw you doing that, they'd all want to go, "What's that?" I've never tried the Coke can. We always just did playing cards. But the playing cards were really sturdy too when I was, they're not so sturdy now. Oh, you guys know each other. That's funny. Hello, husband. Oh, yes, you could stand. Yeah, we did not have that option when I was a kid. I remember when it happened but yeah, that was not an option for us. Yeah, you wanted it to be as loud as possible, me. Wait, so wait, Dur, you make music? Very cool. I love Holly's smiling face. It's funny. Well, not your actual smiling face, but your emoji smiling face. Okay, Holly, I'm glad I can make people smile. And I've also been trying to motivate as many people as possible. Yes, Dur, where can I find your music? Is it here on YouTube? Maybe if I just click on you, I could find out. That would be smart of me, wouldn't it? Oh, man. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's been good the last couple days. Oh, it's only private. Okay, no worries. Yeah, we've had some good conversations this week. I like it. It's special. Okay. Yeah, I feel left out. What about me? That's okay, Miranda. Question is, did you finish putting your bike together? Hello, Taddy. And I'm like you, I'm tired as well. From Arkansas. Hey, James, thanks for stopping by. Ah, it's fixable. Don't worry, Miranda. You'll figure it out. Yeah, I've never been to Arkansas either. That's cool. You got a bike for 94 bucks? In today's world, that's a so right. In today's world, that's an excellent price. Yeah, it's James. It's funny because everybody thinks that we all have these beautiful places that we live in, and then when you go other places, you realize there's so many beautiful places in our country that I would, yeah, me personally, I'd love to go to a lot of these places just to drive through it and see it. Oh, okay. Hybrid mountain road bike. Oh, that's good. That's, you know what? That's better because then you can, if you do need to go on gravel or anything, Miranda, you can. So, Dur, where else? How can we find you if you can't post the link here? How do we? Can you tell us where you're at, and do you have the same name or handle, I should say, or whatever the heck we call these things now? Yeah, I've heard Vermont's beautiful in the fall with all the leaves and the change of colors. I love that change of colors um, in the fall. We get it not like Vermont, but we do have some here in Washington. It's quite nice that time of year. Yeah, I've never been to the Grand Canyon. That would be a great trip as well. I think I need to just get in the car and drive and go see the country. That's okay, dear. Don't worry. Never been to Carlsbad either. I've been around California a lot. I never went. Kind of expensive to go to the Grand Canyon? 40 bucks? Wow. Yeah, Highway 1 in California is beautiful. I've made, oh, it's been a long time ago, but I've made that drive. No, I get it. Yeah, it is kind of expensive to go anywhere. Wow. It's a long drive for you, Miranda. That's about right, me. 40 bucks just to lock up and walk out the door. Oh, seriously? That's a good price to fly. Yeah, you're Triv. I think that's smart. And there's plenty of these restaurants that they just recycle the oil. They'd gladly give it to you. And apparently, I've heard that it's not hard to convert your diesel into run on that oil. Oh yeah, the global entry is nice. Yeah, Triv, I need to look into that. That would be interesting to do that. I've seen people on documentaries and stuff that have done that. Holly, it could be the stream. Who knows? Yeah, people are doing it, Triv. So it must not be, you know, um, excuse me. It must be doable because there's people are doing it. Holly, maybe it's Big Brother watching you. I'm kidding. Yeah, Dano, it really is about Dolly. That's a big loss. And Rob and Big show Ford Pinto. Didn't know that. I wish they would make the big luxury sedans. Man, they were great. But you know, the people don't want, especially younger people. They don't want big cars. They want all these tiny things. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those little cars. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've driven little cars, but some about driving a big boat around that was a lot of fun. Oh, I keep getting this stupid thing. Sorry. Tickets $400. Holy cow. That's pricey to go see a concert. Hardtop Chevy Impala. That would be a cool car. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Probably donated all the money to help build the museum. So that's fair enough. You have a Chevrolet 60 Chevrolet. That's cool. Yeah, the old Impalas were nice. But yeah, Dan, I guess the only thing about that $400 is that if it went to support that, then that's probably okay. You bought a car off eBay, really? Not that it's bad. I've just never heard of anybody buying one off of eBay. 72 Gran Torino. Oh, you're so lucky. Have a mechanic in the family? In a field in Iowa. That's funny. Did it run when you bought it? Oh, nice. Hey, Dur, you're leaving us. Sorry. Let me. Yeah, anyways, Dur, please come back. Sorry, I've got locked. I'm getting tired. I'm. Favorite car? It's a good question. Probably a 72 Monte Carlo. That's great. You drove it home. And I spent some time in my youth in a 68 Impala. Sundown copper with a white top. Yeah, I know you can watch the YouTube videos, but some of the newer cars, man, they're hard to work on. Older stuff, yeah, you're right. With YouTube channels, you can do anything. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. In fact, we were telling Caro, this guy who was in here earlier, about his investments, and I said, just research it on YouTube and you'll find out where to put your money. A lot of time cleaning grease. Yeah, no kidding. Holly, that's a good feature to have. A husband that's a mechanic that helps people out. Oh, very cool. A Nova. I like the older vehicles too. I haven't seen him, Daniel. I'll have to check him out. Miranda, you're correct. And some of the new cars are so just generic. They don't have a lot of, I don't know, they don't have a lot of life to them to me. Trev, you're correct. Drag racers are, yeah, gutsy or crazy. I don't know which, or a mix of both, but yeah, they're a different breed for sure. Allegedly. I know. So everybody's so boring. Okay, Dano, to be fair, the new vets look pretty cool. Audi makes a nice product. I'm really not a fan of the Cybertruck. It's just me. I mean, I know Tesla makes great vehicles. I just look at that thing and it feels like it's a bad sci-fi movie that should be in. Like Battlestar Galactica or something from the 70s. PT Cruisers. Yeah, they never really caught on, did they? I mean, there was a lot of them around, but they didn't, seemed like a niche market that didn't kind of last. The vehicle from the upside to the Tesla truck, I will give it credit for, is that it's bulletproof. Actually bulletproof. I don't know why you need that, but Hummers were awesome. They were bulletproof as well. I wish they'd bring them back. It's funny. Hey, I could never give up. Hello, how are you? Oh, that's right. The Ford Ranger isn't small anymore, is it? It's kind of that mid-size, whatever that is. Yeah, the Pintos were a popular car. Well, the key is the reasonable price part, Trib. I don't know when we're going to ever get the reasonable price back. If ever. Yeah, I know, Holly, you're right. Dogs are, gosh, even at the Humane Society, when we looked at getting dogs, um, so 6 years ago, we ended up getting some dogs, but even at the Humane Societies, they're anywhere from $500 to $800. And I understand they got to cover their costs and everything, but I don't regret spending the money we did on the dogs. I love my dogs. Dodge Viper, yeah, it's a cool car. That's funny, Triv. You know that song. That's awesome. I got it one piece at a time and it didn't cost me a dime. That's that. I loved that song growing up. Yeah, at the factory would be nice. Yeah, no, Miranda, I get it that it costs. It's just hard to accept, right? Because they've got it's not just the cost of the actual kitten, cat, whatever. It's the cost of the overhead that they have to also try and cover. Well, Triv, you know what they've done with vet shops is private equity's gotten into it, and so there's a lot of these groups. I know someone who's involved in one, and they were going around buying up one-off vet places, small vets, and then they link them all together as a chain, and then they get economies of scale. And then the downside to all that is they're saving money, but at the same time they're charging more for the services, so everything has become very expensive from the vets because private equity's gotten involved in it. Yeah, PE doesn't, private equity's, it's not I don't consider them the free market, unfortunately. Sorry about the papers, Flynn, but like I said, I'm surrounded by, most of this room is not my stuff, so once it's out of here, then I'll be back to normal. Holly, thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun. Please come back. And we can talk about the talking trees. Yeah. Oh, the Egg McMuffin. Now you had to make me hungry, James. Thanks. Where are my hotcakes and sausage? Bye, Holly. Oh, it's after midnight. Yeah. Okay, Dana. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I should probably think about getting off of here too, I guess. I know McDonald's. It's awful. Yes, you're correct, Trev. It's a decent sized office. I won't show you the rest of it because it is a mess because of all this stuff. But, oh, biscuits and gravy sounds good. Yeah, a nice big plate of biscuits and gravy would be delicious. I love Carl's Jr. I think Carl's Jr. has some of the best burgers out there for a chain. And I also like their chicken, the charbroiler chicken sandwich. It's really good. And the quality of Carl's Jr.'s meat is much better than most. Yeah, they do. There are some good deals on the app. I don't eat out much anymore, but yeah, I love the charbroiled chicken, and I always get extra barbecue sauce on that. I've never had the Carl's Jr. breakfast. The chicken star nuggets, yeah, they're good. And they also have real milkshakes that, well, as real as you can get in a fast food chain. They actually mix them there. So you can add extra chocolate or anything like that. Me, if you're close to a Carl's Jr., you should give it a try. It's just really good food. Well, I say that with a caveat, knowing that it's fast food, but for fast food, I find it to be really tasty. Yeah, absolutely. Give it a try. Yeah, we didn't get Carl's Jr. up here till probably, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago. And I think there's only a few around, but we do have them. Never heard of Captain D's. Long John Silver's. Yeah, I think Carl's Jr.'s mostly west. It might be all West Coast. Not sure. Captain Midwest. Okay, that's why I don't know it. The grease gives it the flavor, man. Yeah, I never had Long John Silver's anywhere where I was at, so I don't know. I didn't know they were still around, actually. Smart dad. Lots of free food. That's brilliant. I love hearing those stories like that. Yeah, free food. That's where I'd be going too. Yeah, that would be awesome. Every day walk in with a coupon and get free food. I bet you there's something out there like that now if you could figure it out. Hide the hush puppies. Tsunami's awake again, talking about free food. Yeah, it's funny. People just trashed their computers back then. Well, some of those older computers from the 80s and early 90s, uh, like I think it was the 386 or maybe 486 computers, they actually had gold in them. The circuitry, some of them were made of gold, and there was, I think they said out of every, I don't know, they were, it was profitable to recycle them for the gold in the old computers. I don't know, Trev, about that. I don't go to those buffets, but yeah, they were, when they get hit, then we're, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, if you're going to throw out a computer, you want to smash it so nobody can use it. Yeah, a lot of the buffets restaurants struggled during COVID, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm the same, Trev. I used to eat out all the time. Now I don't. Yeah, pizza buffet would be good. Yeah, it is too expensive. I mean, when you realize what you can eat, how much food, good food you can get at home for so much less. Like I made the hamburgers that I made I had made them yesterday, but still eating them today. I made I got the meat for pretty cheap, like $4 and something a pound, already made into patties, which was cheaper than the other ones. And um, I made all per burger. It's less than $2, including any cheese, bun, the whole thing. Call it $2, rounded up. Oh, sausage pot pie, that would be good. Oh yeah, nothing like a good steak. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a mushroom person for the mushroom soup, but I could replace that easily, and that would be a good meal. Yeah, that would be really good. The filing cabinets are full of files. That's all I can say. It's funny you should say that, Trev. I saw somebody online making this very thing today with the tater tots. And that would be good. I'm gonna try and make that. Can never go wrong with tater tots. Yeah, they are, for sure. Yeah, they do know how to eat in the Midwest. You're correct. Ooh, loose meat and some barbecue sauce would be delicious right now. Sweet tea. Yeah, there's some good cooking in the South too. Oh, pulled pork would be so good. I'm starving. I wonder what would happen if I just left the stream and went to bed. What would happen? Because I'm getting tired. But I didn't want to cut people off. Because I like watching the conversation that you guys are having. It's fun. That's funny. Yeah, I guess they would stay in chat. I never thought of that. Very funny. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. But yeah, I could. That's when I need the picture of me in my vest in the DeLorean, so I could just prop it up in front of the camera. Well, when I think of a sleep stream, I'm thinking of those people that uh, they film themselves sleeping. Hey, Ashtray, sorry. Hello, how are you? What's my line of work? I'm an entrepreneur, and I grow some oysters. I'm kind of in the oyster business. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, Miranda. I bumped into him, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I thought to myself, are people really, first of all, why would you film yourself sleeping or stream yourself, whatever? But then some of the streams I'd run across had hundreds of people in them watching these people sleep. That's so weird. Oh, MW, you're back. Yeah, I mean, I guess anything to get the attention, and I don't know exactly how you make money from that, but, or maybe they're not trying to make money. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. I've never seen anything Asian like that. Well, most of the oyster farming doesn't really require much licensing, if any. We're allowed to just grow the oysters here on the beaches where I'm at. So funny. Or maybe I could just pretend to be asleep and constantly rolling around. Oh, that doesn't sound fun, Triv. That is kind of sad. It's a lot of the kids are watching them. The other one I watched, I might have mentioned it before, was these guys doing the watermelon where they wrap rubber bands around a watermelon until it explodes. Yeah, I'm not going to do. The whole point of live stream is so I can have these conversations. I don't want to do a loop like that. But I used to put up my a view, and people would come and watch the view for hours. And I should do more of that, actually. People love it. Yeah, I guess a lot of things can be interesting, me. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. I got to stretch. A portal to hell. There's a little of that for sure. Some of the stuff some of these people do that you don't think of as interesting. Other things you just look at it and think, who's watching this? At least here we're interacting and there's conversations happening, but oh my God. And I guarantee you, Triv, there was a lot of people watching it, wasn't there? Yeah, thousands exactly. Ever had an no out of body experience? I don't believe so. Heavy machinery's cool. Oh, Nikki, how old do you think I am? Do I look like George Washington? In the late 1900s. $146. Miranda, how did you know that? Yeah, David Duchovny. That's funny. I haven't seen him in a long time. I wonder if he's doing stuff now. I haven't heard. Oh, I hadn't heard that, Miranda. You know, it's funny. When that show first came on, I watched it for a little bit, and then it just um, wait, really? Yeah, it shows you how out of touch I am. I didn't know they'd made a new movie. Wow, I'm going to have to look him up and see what happened to him. Because he just, maybe he did, maybe he's doing smaller stuff or something, but it seemed like he kind of fell off the face of the earth. Oh, 20 years ago, okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know it existed, so. Came out on Hulu. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I was surprised, Miranda, that you, the price of YouTube, I didn't know. I thought it would be higher than that. Looks like, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and you were talking about the Burger King, and I think there was some other. Uh, oh no, that was with Walmart. Sorry, different. That shows you I'm getting tired. Wait, what's me talking about? Gotta go back up. R-rated director's cut. Okay, got it. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, trying to read. Hey everyone. I don't mean to cut it short, but I kind of need to. So um, I'm going to sign off for tonight, but I will be back tomorrow. So thank you to everyone for coming by. I appreciate it. Don't mean to cut off suddenly, but I kind of need to. Yeah, no, I will see everyone tomorrow. Miranda, please do your walking again. I'm going to check in on you. Yeah, you're welcome, Miranda. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I had a really good time. Now I got to turn everything off. Triv, awesome. Thank you, everybody.